Chapter 7. The Fine Art of Life and Death. The following week was a sea of change for Carlito. He started to enjoy his classes. He learned how to help his aunt and uncle on the farm and even started to see the differences between the pigs. He had names for them. One who always squealed at the sight of the food pellets he named Mouthy, and another one he liked to call Charlotte. He was getting to know Marcella a little better, and one day they were talking in the schoolyard when she told him about the Migrant Arts Program. "They're coming this Friday to give an orientation to new students like you," said Marcella. Sometimes Carlito had a hard time hearing what she was saying because all he could see was her prettiness and sparkle, but this time he heard her. She was still talking. "Do you like art?" she asked. Carlito just nodded. "I like making puppets," he said. "I wonder if they do that." "They might. They do a lot of different arts. I'm going because I want to paint, and they have a painting program," Marcella said. "Gotta go." Carlito was the first one there. Soon the students were streaming in as the Migrant Arts group began to set up their presentation. A man named Tony Marin came up to the microphone and began telling them about the program. They would be there until the end of school, about 6 more weeks, and conduct classes in various areas of art. He named a few: theater, painting, dance, and mask making. Carlito didn't hear anything about puppets. Mr. Marin went through a multimedia PowerPoint presentation about the Migrant Arts Program. It was the first time Carlito had ever seen a PowerPoint, and he liked it. Afterwards, he went up to Mr. Marin. "I'm interested, but I was hoping you'd have something that had to do with puppets," said Carlito. "Don't worry, the artist who leads the mask-making workshop also works with puppets," said Mr. Marin. "Just be here next Monday after school and I'll introduce you to him." Carlito breathed a sigh of relief. Then, just as he was walking away, his cell phone bleeped. He took a look and noticed that he had a text message. He read the message. "M-Dog dead. Killed by KF boys. Funeral tomorrow morning. Be there. Izzy." Carlito stared at the message. For several seconds he couldn't really comprehend what it said, but then it hit him. M-Dog, his 16-year-old homie, the person who had shown him so much about the streets and what it meant to be part of a band of brothers, street warriors, as he had always called them, was dead. The funeral was tomorrow. Here he was in Fresno. What to do? "Papa, I need to come home tonight," Carlito said to his father over the phone a few minutes later. "Why, mijo, what is it?" asked Arturo from the other end. "Miguel, you know my friend, was shot and killed," said Carlito. "The funeral's tomorrow. I have to be there. He was my friend." Arturo was shocked, but he didn't want Carlito to come back home now. Not for this. "No, Carlito, no," said Arturo as firmly as he could. "You stay there. Don't come back. You hear me? Stay with your uncle." "I'm coming down. He was my friend," said Carlito. "I'm going to find a way whether you help me or not." With that, Carlito ended the call. He dialed 411 and got the number for the bus line. He found out that a bus was leaving for Los Angeles from downtown Fresno at 7:30. He would get in about 2 in the morning, but first he needed the bus fare. He called his schoolmate Chris. "It's me, Carlos," he said to Chris. "I need a favor." He explained everything, and Chris said he would lend him the money and that his older brother could drive him to the bus station. When he got back to the farm, he hurried through his chores and then put some clothes and things in his backpack and said he was going out with Chris and his brother. They picked him up outside the farm and barely made it to the bus. He fidgeted all through the ride. He looked out at the flat fields and wondered what life was all about. Why was it so hard? He also sent a text message to Izzy to pick him up at the bus station in downtown LA, and then he fell asleep.